Hi, everybody, and welcome into the Cougar Sports Network as we get ready for a men's and women's soccer doubleheader here on a Tuesday afternoon. The Moorpark Raiders in town to take on the College of the Canyons Cougars. Hi, everybody. Alongside Mari Kanizel, I'm Matt Robinson. Happy to have you along. We should have a good one for you here today between non-conference opponents, but opponents that are relatively close to one another in Moorpark and College of the Canyons. Of course, COC coming off that historic Saturday night against the Tahitian national team. A tough loss, 2-1 late Mari. A lot of late goal in the 89th minute, but trying to rebound from that here today against Moorpark.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the Cougars, as we said, still looking for their first win on the season. 0-2-0 so far this year. They lost the opening day against Pasadena City College. Another close game, 3-1 loss. Had a couple of late goals that kind of hurt them in that one. Trying to find the win column for the first time. There's still plenty of time left in the season. Still very, very early on here for the Cougars as they can really rebound and try and get themselves into a position to try and build some momentum going through the rest of the year. For Moorpark on the other side, seemingly a brand new roster this year for Jake Quinn in his fifth season as the head coach. 0-1 so far on the year. They lost their only game of the season against Glendale last week. Only 5 total returning players for them, 2 on the defensive side, 3 in the midfield. Nobody really up front, and really kind of a question mark in goal for them. 3 goalkeepers all maybe getting a chance this season. We don't quite know who's going to start for them today. We'll find out. For now, we're going to step aside, take a break. When we come back, we'll have the opening kickoff here from the Cougar Soccer Center in Santa Clarita. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do, and the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back in to the Cougar Sports Network. Matt Robinson, Mark Kneisel here with you as we get ready to go COC and Moorpark. Mark, what do the Cougars need to do today? Come away victorious after you saw what they did on Saturday night against Tahiti.
So I think the Cougars did a fairly good job of playing out of the back, but I'd like to see them connect a little bit more up front and make some plays going forward there. I really liked seeing Fryer distribute the ball, and I'd like to see him get a little bit more involved in the attack tonight.
Alec Fryer, one of the starters here today. Josh Trong, Alejandro Chavez, Alejandro Torres. Julian De La O scored the other night against Tahiti. Diego Areola, Arthur Koskis, Ivan Ledesma, Jacob Davila, and Tom Larcier are the starters for COC, along with Ivan Kurim in goal. Moorpark going to start with the ball there in their white uniforms as we are just about ready to get underway. COC in their home blues with yellow shoulders, blue pants, and blue socks. Just waiting on the opening whistle, and we will get going. I think Ivan Kurim was just trying to kind of get dialed in there a little bit. Looked like he was still kind of playing around with the ball off to the side of the goal in his water bottle. Jose Ricardo Chinchilla going to start things off, and Moorpark going to go with the ball as they will control back on their own half. Luca Lazar will play it all the way back into goal to Todd Crabtree, the starter today for Moorpark. Crabtree getting his first start of the season. It was Jonathan Rivera in their first game, gave up a couple of goals on just 3 shots. So a different starter for Jake Quinn in his 5th season as the head coach. For COC, Phil Marcelin in his 20th season as the bench boss for COC, 136 career wins. Craig Jaffe, Ryan Morales, and Lucas Boganara are the assistant coaches. It's a hot one today. Temperature up near 100 degrees at opening kick. And it's probably a little bit hotter down there on the field, too, as well. Probably closer to 110, 115 on the turf as this one bounces into the box. Cougars going to control. Torres will start to work out, and the Cougars will play back and just corral. Couple of weird bounces off of each side. The Cougars will pick it back up. And they'll start to go to work. Here's Joshua Trong. Forward trying to get it to Davila, who got knocked off the ball. And Moorpark will take back over.
Looks like Fryer's playing a little bit higher than he was the other night, so that might be really good for the Cougars with his distribution and foot skills up there.
Trying to work out through the middle is a shot on goal, knocked down by Crabtree. As Areola had the look, did not get enough on it to really make it dangerous against Crabtree. But the Cougars get the first salvo on the first shot on goal, and we continue on.
I'm not you guys' shot, right? I'm not your shot.
No, but you're talking into the microphone. Giving Kyle a hard time. One of our photographers here asking if he's in our way. I was like, no, you're just in the way of the mic. We go back to work.
Probably going to be hearing some clicking here.
Yeah, you might. Kyle does a wonderful job, one of our
Very nice.
staff photographers, along with Mari over here, who's actually jumping on the headset today. First touch that time by COC as Chavez knocked it right into one of the Moorpark players. Loose ball, caroms off a couple of bodies from each side, and COC will go on the attack. Areola across the midline, good ball ahead. De La O will try and run onto it. Has a man pressuring him down the sideline in Magdasarian. Magdasarian able to win the battle and take it away, and Moorpark back up ahead. Whistle for our first foul of the game. Nothing major, just a free play for Moorpark out of it. Just underway here from the Cougar Soccer Center, COC and Moorpark here on a Tuesday afternoon. Part of a men's and women's soccer doubleheader, as we'll have women's action up after this at 7 o'clock tonight against Moorpark as well. So here come the Raiders ahead. Alex Cruz tried to play it forward. The Cougars take it away. Davila had it bounce over him. And we talked about first touches being a problem the other night, and COC already having a little bit of trouble with the turf so far here early on.
Luckily, it is just the first few minutes of the game, so once it's a couple more minutes in, it'll probably settle down and they'll start making more connections and making those first touches that they need to.
When you kind of wonder how much the heat plays a factor as well, maybe the ball bouncing a little bit differently due to the hot turf conditions and the hot weather.
It does change the game. Not sure if I heard they are going to be doing water breaks, but I'm sure they'll be doing something for them. It's 100 degrees outside, I hope.
I believe it was discussed before the game, but I never got a full compliment on whether they're actually taking them or not. It's Fryer trying to battle for the loose ball, able to dig it out of it.
Absolutely, that was awesome.
Very nice play, dug it out of 2 Moorpark Raiders that time. The Cougars will just play back for control. Karam will have to handle this one as it takes a skip towards him. Chavez played it back to him. Now Chavez will drive it ahead over everybody's head into the Moorpark bench. It'll be a throw-in for Moorpark. Crabtree will have to play this one with his foot as it bounced in on him, and he nearly turned it over. The Cougars with some good upfield pressure. It was De La O that time, the goal scorer from Saturday night, coming ahead. The Cougars will need somebody like Julian De La O, Mari, to really step up, especially with the loss of Joshua Swanson out for the season most likely. Had surgery the other night after he injured himself in the opening game of the year. How much does it put pressure on guys like De La O and Alec Fryer, who are newer players to the roster, to really step up and fill a guy's shoes in Swanson, who was a veteran?
You know, I don't know if it might take pressure off of them, actually. I think they don't have to learn. I mean, you said it the other night. They don't have to learn. They've already learned to play with Swanson last year, right? This year now it's new, and they don't have to learn to play with him. So now they get to utilize, what is that, De La O? Up top, right? And he gets to do what he gets to do without, you know.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean?
It's a valid point. I like it. That's why I asked. It's a good point. In turn on a corner, good play by Kiram to knock it down. Kiram, of course, the sophomore goalkeeper on the squad this year. We expect him to get most of the starts this year, unless Matthew Swanson or Adam Soria come in and just steal it from him. But Kiram's expected to be the starter. Played very well last year, and you see why he's in there today. So here's COC with control once again. The Cougars will start to bring it forward. Larcier will play it on to the outside. Chavez will play it ahead. Bounced off a man off the far side of the field by COC, and Moorpark will just play it in back towards Crabtree. We'll work it onto the near side this time. Christopher Rodriguez with it. Plays catch with Ortiz. Head Holwager. He'll put it into the center circle. Cruz drives it forward. Good ball, but an offside flag up on the near side as a step ahead was Krashal. A good job by the Cougar defense that time.
Yeah, so far I think the Cougars from up top to back are being fairly organized with their offensive and defensive plays here.
When we saw it the other night against Tahiti, maybe a little bit of fatigue late in that game led to that late goal. You got to figure the heat going to play a factor into this one as well. So the earlier you can be organized, the better.
Exactly. It does look a little slower, but you know, I think the organization is important for cutting those passing lanes.
And that's kind of been historically the way COC kind of plays. They play a very defensive style. They don't attack a lot. They try to get counterattacks, but it's a lot of balls back in their own side trying to control the pace of play. So they get a turnover here. Moorpark working ahead. Cruz trying to play it into the box, serves it up, knocked away. Good defense that time by COC, as Chavez was the first onto it. Moorpark will bring it in. Kiram runs out, punches it down, chipped back up towards goal.
This
is dangerous, and it is. Good call, Mari. The near side defender, or near side, official putting the flag up. That's a very good call. Good play by the COC defense to make sure that they were forward enough to force the offside play. And it's interesting there with Kiram taking the chance on that ball. Do you think maybe because he knows he does have enough defenders back that time? We saw it the other night with Matthew Swanson had a couple of plays where he took some chances and had
True.
some dangerous plays.
I think maybe he would have wished his clearance was a little bit further away. But, I mean, it was good on the defense for keeping that player in the offside position.
Cougars back to work up the field. Here's Trong on the near side. Delays, kind of just looking for somebody to help out here. It's crossed up a bit with Ledesma.
Okay.
Back in the middle to De La O, and the Cougars will go back to control.
Beautiful move inside.
As Larcier puts it onto the outside. Cougars will try and cut it back to the middle. Koskos couldn't do anything with it. Cougars will punch it right back in after it got popped out. Here's Fryer trying to work right outside the box on the far side. Cuts to the inside, runs into a couple bodies, steps around one man, takes a left footer, and he just drives it up and over.
His footwork, I'm incredibly impressed with his footwork. I mean, he's finds that open player or finds the open lane for the goal there. I'm pretty excited to see him up top today, actually.
As he drives it just over and out. Should take a look at it on the Jersey Mike's replay. So Crabtree will kick it away here. Probably the first really good look of the match so far for COC. And it's created by the feet of Fryer, able to dribble his way through a few defenders. Good ball ahead. Trying to run onto it is Davila. Working along the outside against Lazar. Spins back for control. Wanted to play it into the middle. I think he was looking for Fryer, and Fryer had actually cut towards the net, had to come all the way back to get it, so it kind of slows down the COC offense a bit. Onto the outside, Trong. Serves it up with the left foot towards goal. Crabtree going to get a hand on it, though. Not much danger there, as no cutters through for COC.
I mean, you see this way COC comes back on defense. They're still organized and not all flatlined, you know. People are getting back where they're supposed to be getting back and cutting those lanes off. I think that's why we haven't seen much from Moorpark. And how many offsides have we had today?
The third one so far in the match on Moorpark. COC defense doing a very good job making sure they're a step forward to force the offside plays. And it's a fine line, right, with that offside, trying to make sure you're far enough up to force the offside, but not too far up to get burned.
Yeah. You have to definitely be aware of where your player is and what you can do in case a good ball is played through.
So the Cougars back to work. Play this time to Ledesma through the middle. He wants to play it right down the middle. Crabtree way out of his goal to drive it away. But nonetheless, a good pass by Ledesma to try and spring out Davila. Just could not connect. That's the first real big counter we've seen from COC today.
It's been fairly organized moving forward. I wouldn't say particularly quick, but organized, absolutely.
Ledesma again going to work. This time he'll play it along the outside. Trong moving way ahead. Will dump it off into the middle. Ledesma couldn't handle it as it went through his feet. And Moorpark will try and counter, take away some pressure. Cruz, the middleman, will play it onto the near side. Pashal up the near sideline, just played it right out of play. And it'll be a throw-in for the Cougars. De La O hands it back to Trong off the throw-in.
I think the Cougars' communication last game definitely picked up second half. And like we said, they're still learning to play with each other in the match. And I think right here we had a little bit of a problem with that, like listening to the communication. The communication was there, but not listening and trusting those teammates. So I think as the game goes on and season goes on, you know, the trust is going to build with that.
Well, as you said, it's a new mix of players this year. Few returners for COC. Lost a few guys already due to an injury, and have had some guys in and out of the lineup due to red cards and such. We did not see Larcier the other night as he was out for a red card in there today. And it's kind of a mix of that first unit and that second unit we saw against Tahiti on Saturday night. When you talk about De La O out there, we don't have Leskin out on the field, which is interesting. Maybe getting Leskin in a little later when the bodies are a little more tired. Trying to let him spring, who played very well on the outside. Fryer got knocked down as the pass was headed towards him. This ball right into the middle. Ledesma couldn't get it around the defender. Nice sliding play by, I think it was Julian Ortiz on the back end to knock it down and take it away from COC. Moorpark trying to counter here. Cruz along the outside, defended by Areola. Gets around him at first, but over to help was Chavez, and it forces a corner against Moorpark. It seemed the Cougars got a little bit distracted by Fryer getting knocked down. Everybody kind of looked over and was trying to find a foul instead of just playing on, and kind of walked themselves out of a good chance that time.
It's not a good habit to get into.
So a corner here coming for Moorpark. Off the far side of the field. Their first corner came off the same side. Karam was out to defend it well. Now the official blows his whistle, and he's going to run all the way over to check the ball. Maybe check the flag as well. I'm not sure. Checking something. So we wait on the corner here. Moorpark will play it short. Out towards the corner of the box out high. Defended by COC. And the Cougars will clear ahead. Davila a chance to run on it. Has two defenders chasing him down. Will run it into the corner. Working one-on-one against Lazar. Instead plays it back to Fryer. And Canyons will control. Koskas into the middle.
Ooh.
Areola gets taken down in the box, and it's a PK coming for Canyons. It's a good move by Areola that time to get around the defender and got tripped up. We'll see if we can take another look. We caught just the tail end of it. This was right in the middle of the field, so it'll be a PK here for Canyons. I think Alec Fryer going to step up and take it. 12 got fouled. I don't know if he fouled him. It was 6 or 5. No. No card. So it'll be Fryer here to take the PK. It'll be the first PK of the season for Canyons. Fryer will take it, and he drives it home. And the Cougars have a 1-0 lead. Alec Fryer with his first of the year, set up by the Canyons attack on a foul in the box against Moorpark when they knock down Diego Areola. Fryer gets the credit for it, and the Cougars have a 1-0 lead. So Fryer in the 17th minute on a PK, his first of the year. And the Cougars, much like on Saturday night, jump out to a 1-0 lead. So the aggression that time works out for COC as they get it into the box and create some havoc. Trying to go right back on the attack. Bagdasarian going to be called for a foul, so we'll start up again for COC. So the Cougars will try and get something set. Ledesma now with it. Canyons will play back to control. Trelong will push ahead. Low in the middle of the field will play it back. Here's Larcier. Ahead. Right-footed chance from Areola blocked. Larcier will pick it back up. Onto the near side to Truong. The Cougars just staying very patient here.
Just waiting for that right opportunity.
Areola thought he might, or De La O, excuse me, thought he might have it there, but had it taken away. Good steal by Moorpark. The Raiders decide to control back instead of pushing ahead on the counter. take away that time by Ledesma. Right in the middle of the field. We'll push it ahead. De La Ho on the outside. Trying to run onto it here. Had it knocked off his foot. As pressuring him from behind was Rodriguez. And a result in the Canyons throwing off the near side of the field. Decent organization that time from COC. Just misconnected a little bit on the pass.
Yeah, probably would have taken a little bit off that. It was a great run from De La O there. I think the way Moorpark is set up, I think it makes it a little easier for him to be a little more creative and have that movement up top, which is fun to see.
Especially with him and Fryer now kind of working through the middle of the field together. We've already seen Fryer's ability to kind of dance around defenders. De La O, we saw the other night, able to get into a spot to score. It'll be interesting to see how those two connect as the game continues on. It's Fryer. We'll pick it back up. Nice move around one defender, trying to run ahead. Now we'll just stop it up. Has two men on him and decides to just turn it around to play for control. Trunk kind of pushing ahead. Will instead push it back to Torres. He and Fryer just kind of play catch a little bit through the middle. Cougars kind of look a little bit unorganized, trying to move forward that time. Not enough bodies moving, but they're able to recover and keep control. Now here's Fryer, wants to play it along the outside, got knocked down.
I think they're trying to wait for that right opportunity. I think they need a little more creativity and runs up there to be able to make that happen. They're able to hold the ball, but unfortunately when they need to get rid of it, that's when Moorpark presses. I think that's probably something, if they don't figure that out this half, they need to figure that out next half.
Well, that's something we've seen historically from COC as well, as they kind of get that 1-0 lead, and you see them start to fall into a defensive shell instead of kind of pushing the pressure a little bit more and trying to push on the gas. And I know that's something Coach Marsland always talks about, wanting to make sure you put games away, put teams away, and it's kind of just been a historical thing from the COC men's side, is to not put games away as many times as they have the ability to. And we've seen it early on here. It's kind of been 70-30 field tipped in COC's favor for the most part.
Yeah, you might as well take advantage of that while you can. I mean, it is hot. They did play 2 games, Friday, Saturday? Friday, Saturday?
Yep, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, so I mean, they're probably still a little bit tired from that. So you talk about putting games away, put it away when you can.
Free kick here for Moorpark. Right about 40 yards out off the far side of the field. Chance for a little set piece here. Cougars will have 2 men up to create a mini wall. Moorpark will see what they can design. This one sent towards the back corner, driven towards Kieram, and absolutely just swats it out, and the Cougars able to clear it away. Really smart play from Ivan Kieram that time, as Moorpark touched it back into the middle and made it very dangerous. And that's kind of an all or nothing play there from Kieram as well. That ball bouncing, kind of swats it out with the right hand. We'll put it right into a place where there's only blue jerseys around. So we'll get our first substitutions of the match. Looks like Ledesma, Areola, and De La O all going to come off the field. I believe Leskin running out. So it looks like Arana, Leskin and Nakud all come on the field. So change here for the Cougars, trying to get some fresh legs out in the heat. As Moorpark back to work, trying to work along the far side of the field. Herrera had it taken away from him. Now Fryer with it. We'll play it to Leskin, trying to pop it ahead. Now Leskin along the outside as it comes back to him. Trying to work around a defender, takes a left footer, but it's right into the chest of Crabtree. But a good work that time from Leskin to get a chance away. We talked about that the other night, Mari, as Leskin's ability on the outside looked very comfortable. He was kind of the swingman last year. It's had to be changed up a little bit moving to the outside. He looks very comfortable.
Yeah, when he came into the game the second half of the Tahiti game, I think he created a lot more opportunity and energy, I'd say.
And that was kind of his MO through the middle last year as the swingman. Trying to do the same thing, but this time on the outside up front. Good ball by Fryer ahead. Another good touch to get it right forward. Cougars trying to play it out. Nakud with a chance in behind the defender, but an offside flag late on the far side. And so COC had the second goal on their foot, just maybe a step ahead from Nakud that time.
I know it's unfortunate, but great movement. But great movement and play, one-touch play from the Cougars and runs.
Well, it started with the ball from Fryer right off his chest, poked ahead by, I believe it might have been Larcier. I couldn't see who it was, but then Leskin with a very smart play.
Yeah, that was very beautiful soccer. And it can be that easy, too. I mean, they make it look really easy.
Yep. And despite the whistle and the offside flag, a good finish from Nakud as well. If you'd like to see a connection like that again, try and get that second goal back on the board. Good first touch that time by COC. Fryer, a good ball along the outside. Leskin overruns it. Wants to work ahead. Keeps it. No, he does not keep it in play, as the official on the near side says no. And we'll take our first break here. 19:50 to go here in the first half. They call for a water break, so we'll take a break as well. COC with a 1-0 lead here over Moorpark from College of the Canyons. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Welcome back in Cougar Soccer Facility as we go back to work here, Moorpark and College of the Canyons here on the Cougar Sports Network. First of a doubleheader between COC and Moorpark on the men's and the women's side. Cougars with a 1-0 lead, the only goal so far by Alec Fryer on a PK. As Matt Robinson, Mari Kneisel here with you as we bring you this one on a hot Tuesday afternoon. Maybe not so hot if the wind picks up, though, a little bit.
It seems to be cooling down a little bit. Then again, we aren't running around.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to run around outside in the heat. Nope.
I did my time.
Yeah. I'm melting just sitting here. I played hockey growing up. This is hot for me. This one popped in the air on first touch by Moorpark, trying to keep it in play. Canyons will try and keep the ball now as it moves forward. Moorpark will just smartly play it out. And a throw in for COC. Kind of a ball that just got stalled up on the sideline there. Telegraph pass that time by COC, taken away by Moorpark. Good challenge by the Cougars defense, but Moorpark able to keep control. Trying to work it into the box. Defended away by Canyons.
It was a good work back by Arana after he didn't necessarily step to that ball. I mean, when you lose that, you know, it's important to work back and get that in. He did just that.
Slowed up Moorpark enough to allow the rest of the defense to come in and make a nice play and keep the Raiders from even getting a chance away. This one poked out that time by Cougars. And it'll be a Moorpark throw-in. And you've talked about layers, and you've talked about having depth in that connection. That's that same kind of scenario there, is layers are kind of there enough for COC. The depth not quite there that time, and the miscommunication, but good work back, good defense.
And your team loves to see that too. I mean, instead of just people, you know, you could just throw your hands up like, why didn't anyone tell me, you know, but it wasn't that. It was immediate, I'm going to work back and get this ball back.
Karam looks a little shaken up after that last ball into the box, but he looks okay, kind of trying to walk it off, but he made a nice play to kind of dive on the ball, make sure Moorpark couldn't get a chance off that throw-in, which came right into the box. And the Cougars will work with the ball. McCood had it taken away from him, trying to keep pace with Rodriguez that time. Cougars will get it here. Ball ahead towards Leskin on the near side, trying to keep it in play, and does. Good touch by Leskin. Will drop it off in the middle. Nakud, though, couldn't handle it, as it was just a step behind him, maybe. Tried to reach back and pull it forward. It's tough to do when you're running at full speed. Moorpark back on a counter the other way.
Great slide.
Ball gets knocked down on a good slide by the Canyons defense. Looked like it was Arana that time, able to knock him down. COC will move it ahead.
Beautiful
good ball.
flick on.
Knocked down, trying to move forward, no foul. Looked like just physical contact, nothing egregious that time as Davila was trying to run ahead.
It's fun to see, though, the Cougars making those quick counters up top. I mean, their goal that was taken away was sort of from that, just quick 1-2s over, and that was a quick flick over. He just stayed on his feet. I think that would have been a breakaway there.
Canyons trying to work back the other way. There's going to be a foul that time on a little tug by Gonzalez. Got beat by the defense by COC, as Arana was able to take it away from him and work back the other way. And probably a counterattack saving foul that time on Gonzalez to just drag him down. Canyons will drive it ahead, but kind of into no man's land, and Crabtree will just let it bounce and pick it up.
I definitely think there's a little bit of a disconnect there in that communication.
Somebody
with
was
the
supposed to be on
there.
that side. felt like somebody should have been there.
It's interesting to see the Cougars today high pressing a little bit more than they were the other night. I think it's working well for them.
Yeah, they're getting more takeaways. It's definitely noticeable, and they've had a few more counterattacks, more than we saw against Tahiti. And it's created a few good chances here in this first half. Here's Leskin, good one touch into the inside, trying to spin.
And
good ball. Fryer a chance. He drives it, and he missed it just wide with the right foot. Good look for Fryer that time. This was good work by Canyons. First, it was Leskin along the outside on just a touch. Davila then playing it back to Fryer, who just drove it with the right foot, and you can see just missed it wide. So other than the goal and the call back on the offside, the best look of the game for Canyons, at least here late in this first half. But certainly happy with that if you're Phil Marslin, the opportunities and the chances this time from COC.
Yeah, and it's continuing to stay organized, both offensively and defensively, and in that transition to offense to defense.
When we talked about it, it seems as though the field kind of has been tipped in COC's favor here in this one. The other night on Saturday, it was kind of a 50-50, even maybe a little bit more Tahiti in the offensive side than COC, but the Cougars seem to have a little bit more to work today. As Labine Matthias trying to play it forward, could not. Moorpark will play it back to Crabtree. He'll work it ahead. Good step up that time by Cougars to knock it back down towards the Moorpark side of the field. Foul going to be called on Labine Matthias, or excuse me, Nakud that time on the far side. And it'll just be a free kick for Moorpark. Moorpark, an interesting choice just to play it short off that free kick instead of driving it away from their goal. Able to work it out, though, as here's Bagdasarian will play it onto the near side. Rodriguez pressured by Leskin. Leskin going to try and tie him up. Good body battle that time, but Rodriguez able to win it forward. Ball played ahead by Herrera down the near sideline. Ball wanted to run onto it and then knock down the Cougar defender. Is able to get to it first was Torres, and then draws the foul. That's good awareness by Torres that time. Knows he has the defender right on his back, kind of stops moving his feet a little bit, draws the foul, and deep in his own territory. Gets the Cougars a chance to just clear it away free.
I mean, as the Cougars have made subs up top, I think there hasn't been a lack of offense up there.
No, it's almost seemed as though it's refreshed the offensive side of the field.
They've continued and maybe slightly connected even more.
Looks like head-to-head contact on a ball that was loose bouncing off the turf. Looks like Koskis got a hold of, got a little contact on one of the Moorpark players, and it's very uncomfortable. We'll bring the training staff onto the field here. So this will add some time on towards the end of this first half.
Probably one of those times if you need water, go over, get some water.
Yeah, I mean, especially on a day like today where it's still...
Yeah, or fix whatever you need to be fixed. But, I mean, I think the Cougars are doing pretty well organizationally.
Especially you talk about today, it's still 99 degrees out right now.
And, I mean, with the lead, of course, we want to extend that lead if you are there. But, I mean, it's a good opportunity to get these players in, substituted in. I think the Cougars have been doing a good job of getting people in and getting that experience.
Yeah, and it's a deep bench this year. You talk about the team, it's 31-man roster this year when you
Big
look
roster.
up and down. It's actually 30 now with Josh Swanson out. But, yeah, very big roster, lots of numbers out on the field. And so a lot of guys to get in and try and get a chance to play here and there. So it's good to see that they're deep enough at this point, especially today with the heat. Kind of work some extra bodies in and get some extra attack chances. I was just curious, I thought. All right, so we'll go back to work. Moorpark will get to play it away for free. Cougars right on top of it, though, and a whistle for a foul against COC. I don't know where the contact came. But nonetheless, it'll be Moorpark with another chance to play it forward. Driven towards the box, flicked ahead, but defended well by Canyons. Bauer was trying to flick it ahead. Moorpark working back towards the middle of the field to try and control.
Connecting the most we've seen in a while.
And just that final connection not there as Bauer couldn't handle. And so Kieran will get a chance to drive this one forward for the Cougars. Inside of 6.5 on the game clock on our board, but I think a little bit more time, maybe about 4 or 5 minutes added in due to the water break. Levine Matthias ahead. Nakud couldn't handle it, but it bounced off one of the Raiders' defenders. Crabtree had to come out and play it. It was Ortiz there that had the first touch on the ball and nearly touched it ahead right to Nakud, but it just traveled a little bit too much heat on it and out of his range. Levine Matthias with the first touch that time. Kieran will stop it and just pick it up as Bauer rolls it ahead. Leskin trying to work through the middle this time. Turns back to control. Cougars will take their time here. Levine Matthias. Pressured that time, had it taken away. Good play by Ball for Moorpark. Cruz tried to go through the middle. The Cougars able to take it away. Fryer will try and run it ahead. A little bit of speed behind him. Pops it towards the goal. Too far out of the reach of the run from Herring. Crabtree will just knock it down and roll it back out. Moorpark trying to push ahead once again. They'll push it into the box, and it'll just roll along the turf and out of play. So neither side with connections trying to move forward. And a little bit of a slowdown on the pace. Still 1-0 COC. The only goal, 17th minute by Alec Fryer.
I feel like Moorpark is they're succeeding a little more up top offensively, connecting a little bit more. I don't know if that comes from COC, late in the half, doing a lot of the work, a lot of the running, getting a little bit tired. But now is that point in the half, if you are up, to stay organized, stay close. I noticed on the defense on that last play, we were a little spread out.
Well, it's one of the ebbs and flows of the game as well. And it's a new line in too as well. The Cougars have made some substitutions, so you've got new bodies in there trying to connect with one another. Levine Matthias this time will play it to Leskin, who's way back down low. Good touch ahead that time by Sogomonian. Leskin now ahead. Nakud touches it off to Fryer. Fryer has some move, but a good tackle from behind that time by Ortiz to take it away. Fryer just hangs on to it for maybe just a step too long.
And a good step through by Levine Matthias there.
Sogomonian trying to run over and help. Ball goes out off of COC. Koskas went down. Took a little forearm shiver to the chest, but no call. Now a couple more bodies go down on another throw-in, this time deep inside of COC territory for Moorpark. So far, the officiating staff letting them kind of play. Not a lot of whistles.
Nakud unsure if he had to step to that or not, but ultimately stepped and had first contact.
Yeah, a good play to Leskin, who will play it along the outside, trying to get Nakud to run onto it here.
Leskin going middle.
Nakud tried to feed it back. Just didn't have much pace on it. And defended by Lazar and knocked out of play.
But leads to a corner kick for the Cougars. Have they had one yet this half?
No, they have not.
They have not. This is their first corner kick.
It'll be Leskin, it looks like, to set it up. Sogomonian actually walking over there. I think actually it might be Sogomonian to take it here. Cougars the other night had a few opportunities on corners, just could not organize enough near the goal to set anything dangerous up. We'll see what they can do this time. Some bigger bodies out on the field. Sogomonian will drive it high, header on, and they score! Good setup that time by the Cougars, and Jason Arana able to get the chance on the header as Sogomonian with the look, and you can see here drives it low and hard, and Arana with a good cut through the middle gets his first of the year, and COC adds on to their lead. They make it 2-0.
Those goals always feel the best. Perfectly executed. He wasn't even close to it. He didn't know it was coming.
So it'll be Arana from Sogomonian in the 43rd minute.
Looks like the ref is giving a warning to Cougars for possibly flopping there. Wasn't part of the play, but got a little tripped up there, he thought.
Didn't result in a whistle, so we'll play on. Moorpark trying to work here and an offside flag on the near side. Fourth time, I believe, Moorpark's been off so far in this first half. So we're inside the 2-minute mark. Clock is stopped. We'll see how much time gets added here. It's on the officials' watch now. But a 2-0 COC lead. Arana with a late goal here in the first half. You said it, Mari, just a beautiful setup from COC that time. Perfectly executed. Arana just a late cut high in the zone and able to head it right home. Really no chance for Crabtree on it at all. He dove towards it, but it was a good 3-4 feet away from it. That's how good the setup was for Canyons that time. Foul on Moorpark results in a whistle. Cougars will get a chance to play it away after. Can't see who it is down on the floor.
I want to say Cougars.
It might be.
I want to say.
And looks like he got stepped on his ankle. That's where he's clutching. Good call.
Yeah.
Was Arthur Cougars here. Kieran will push ahead here to drive this one away.
I think the rest have done a good job of differentiating between the contact and, not contact.
Good play by Nakud that time. Gets it to Fryer. Will take it with the right foot and drives it over the goal. Decent look that time for Fryer, and he just drove it too much. And Nakud once again with a good setup that time on just a one touch.
It's surprising that he was able to get that through, but it was the perfect touch right to him.
Cougars gets knocked down again that time. Just kind of ran into one of the Moorpark players. Cougars will play it back towards Kiram for control here. Kiram will flip it ahead. Leskin knocks it down on first touch. Levine Matthias will play it back. The Cougars will just control again. Leskin.
Another good touch, keeping it.
Second one high off the hip that he's just knocked dead right down to his own feet to control. Cougars, though, a missed connection to Fryer trying to play it back to Arana, who overran it. Kind of went between two Cougar players. And COC trying to recover. Fryer nearly recovers it, but Moorpark able to take it away. Good challenge that time coming back by COC.
Yeah, it looked like our back, or our right back wasn't there for a second.
And now Canyons will go back to control. Chavez drives it low. One touch towards the middle of the field from Cougars didn't connect. Cougars knocks down a ball that Moorpark trying to play through, but the Raiders able to get it back and will drive ahead. Ball onto the outside. Chance for Moorpark to get one here late. Chance on and they score! Good work that time by Moorpark. Cambarian, the recipient of the pass, able to drive it home past Kiram. And the Raiders get a late goal, 45 plus, to make it a one-goal game once again. I think we actually just missed it on the replay, so we'll go back to work on game chance, but Cambarian with the goal, and Moorpark gets their first of the night. So a late goal again burns COC. We saw it the other night in the 89th minute against Tahiti. And that will end the first half. That one comes in the 44th minute, 45th plus, somewhere in that range. So it's a 2-1 lead for COC after the first half. We'll step aside and come back with more action here from the Cougar Soccer Center on the Cougar Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Clara.
Hi, I'm Diana. Welcome to College of the Canyons. We are so excited to share our beautiful campuses with you.
At College of the Canyons, we have distinguished ourselves as one of the leading community colleges in California through our high-quality academics, forward-thinking staff, and outstanding student support systems. We have 3 campuses that serve well over 33,000 students.
The Valencia campus is our original and largest campus and has a university feel in a park-like setting. The Canyon Country campus is our newest campus. It is located on the east side of town and is nestled in the foothills, giving it a small community feel.
And our third campus is fully online, offering the opportunity to take classes whenever it's most convenient for you.
With a wide range of educational offerings, College of the Canyons offers students the option to earn certificates or associate degrees and prepare for transfer to four-year universities. Students are able to choose from more than 200 academic programs and enjoy access to a large offering of student services, clubs, athletics, resources, and extracurricular events and activities.
We have a lot of exciting things to show you. So let's get started. Thank you for joining us on this virtual tour.
If you find that you have any additional questions, you can contact Outreach and School Relations either by email or phone. We'll see you on campus.
Welcome back into College of the Canyons as we get ready for second half action here between COC and Moorpark in a tight 2-1 affair so far. Moorpark with a late goal in the 45th minute to make it 2-1. Cougars had 2 goals in the first half. The scoring started by Alec Fryer on a PK and then Jason Arana in the 43rd minute with his first of the year. Marcel Cambarian, the only goal for Moorpark, came in the 45th minute plus to make it a 2-1 game. So an interesting first half, Mari.
Yeah, I think the Cougars played really well. They, for the most part, they connected. They attacked in several different ways, counterattacks, patiently, over the top. I think defensively they were pretty organized the whole half until the last 5 minutes, I'd say. They did get a little frantic there, and Moorpark capitalized on that.
And what's the message going into halftime if you're the coaching staff for COC? You give up a late goal again, as we saw the other night. What's the message coming out here in the second half, starting with the ball?
I think just simply play the way you played the whole half. I mean,
outside of that last minute.
Outside of the last minute, yeah, and you need to focus in the last couple minutes.
They come out immediately, try and go on the attack with Leskin trying to run. Got knocked off the ball, and Moorpark going back the other way quickly on a counter. Labine Matthias trying to get there, could not. Looks like a new keeper for COC.
It's Matthew Swanson.
So it's Matthew Swanson in goal again. So the same script we saw the other night against Tahiti. So Coach Marcelin trying to get some bodies in there, get some experience under everybody's belt here early on in the year in non-conference play.
Looks like Moorpark's high pressing a little bit this half.
There's a lot more pressure here early on. Cougars with a good ball ahead. A chance here for COC. Nakud trying to run onto it. But a good step across on a challenge by the Moorpark defense. Canyons will pick it back up and try and go back to work. Fryer.
Still has it on his foot.
Yep. Sends it through the box, but
I think he had the shot there.
I would agree with you. I think he had an open look and was just trying to be a little bit too unselfish. At some point, especially Alec today, has had a few really good looks and just driven him up and over. Maybe a little gun shy.
I think that was probably a little bit of the better option there. But yeah, I mean, after having 3 shots in the first half, I'd like to see him have more. I mean, he'll put one away.
And he's already got a goal on the PK today. We've seen the touch in that aspect, but maybe trying to be a little bit unselfish, maybe too much at that point in time. And there's always that fine line to walk.
Yes.
Although you were never one to walk that.
No, I think once you get in that scoring mode, right, like that's what you're looking for. Not that you're not looking for your teammates, but it just kind of in your brain.
Looking to find that way to put the ball in the back.
Yes.
Which you were very good at in your time. All-time leading scorer in women's program history, both single season and all-time. So we know you know a thing or two about putting the ball in the net.
A little bit.
A little bit. Just a little. It's Moorpark back to work.
And a good step forward.
I'm going to bring it up every time we do a game together. You know that, right?
Until someone else breaks that?
Yep, until somebody else breaks it. As long as you're on the broadcast with me, I'm going to bring it up. Might as well. Got to tout the accolades a little bit for you. Make sure everybody knows at home that you do know what you're talking about, indeed, especially on the offensive side.
True. Oh.
Is this one knocked out? It'll be a COC throw-in, so Canyons gets the ball back. They'll take their time to organize ahead. Nakud trying to work forward. Got some help that time from Arana. Arana then shouldered off the ball, but able to keep control of it. Gets it to Nakud. Tried to step around a defender, but could not, as Magdasarian able to challenge and take it away. Now Sogomonian will pick it back up as he knocked down Cruz, and Canyons will go to work. Labine Matthias, good touch ahead by Fryer. Working on to Herring, who just drives it over the net. Ball bouncing a little bit on R.J. Herring that time. Had a look at it and just could not put it on goal.
That was a beautifully textured ball played through to.
As you can see, the touch from Fryer that time.
Beautiful. Landed right in front of his feet.
Cougars will win first touch here on the kick away. Nakud then tries to drive a deep ball on goal, but it just bounces in.
That's all right. I mean, you're not going to score any goals if you don't take
Yeah,
shots,
I mean,
right?
you got to shoot, right?
Get used to that quick one-touch and shot. I mean, eventually you'll start doing it more and you'll get one.
To take a quote from the greatest hockey player of all time, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Otherwise, Michael Scott might say he said that, but it was actually Wayne Gretzky. But you miss 100% of the shots you do not take?
Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, nobody's ever going to wear that number. You'd be dumb to. Why would no, but why would you wear that number ever for anybody else? I wouldn't.
What?
Or Bobby Orr. It's Moorpark back to work. Glad you knew the Michael Scott reference. Thank you for that. Makes me feel a little bit better.
Oh, I know all of them.
Okay, good. Of course, Michael Scott, The Office. If you are not familiar at home, please go watch it after you're done with the soccer matches here today. It's a very good show.
Been listening to the podcast, too, so I know way too much.
Oh, with Jenna
Fisher
and
Angela Kinsey.
Yep.
I think it's a problem. A good problem.
Something to listen to. Now going to be called on Fryer that time, so it'll be Moorpark ball. And Moorpark will quickly go here as they work to control.
Luckily, the Cougars are organized defensively.
Seems as Moorpark trying to push ahead, put a little bit more pressure on the Canyons defense here in this early portion of the second half. Cougars are doing a nice job making sure they're defending. Labine Matthias that time drops it back. Leskitt will play it right back to him on the far side on the outside, and a little bit of an overlap here, as then he'll stop back in control. Leskin in the middle. Sogomonian will play it to the near side. Koskas had trouble on the first handle, but able to recontrol.
Great awareness of the player on that.
Worked ahead, but worked right into the middle on two guys. I think he got stepped on again, or might be cramping up, actually. Looks like he's grabbing towards his hamstring. Cougars need to get some bodies back.
They're missing their right wing there.
So now they've got to
organize. Which is how they scored the last time.
Yep. Got to organize back on the defensive side. This one driven into the box, and diving just underneath it was Alex Cruz trying to put a header on it, and could not. The Cougars dodged a bit of a bullet that time. I think we'll get a substitution here right away. 4 Cougars up on the sideline, and the whistle goes. And Braden Salazar going to come on in for Koskas here. Looks like Herring's going to come off. Looks like Marquita's going to come in. You've got Meltzer in for Alec Fryer getting a rest. And Nils Niwi Nisba Mana going to come in to take over for, I didn't see who the last man off the field was. Might be Nakud, I believe. So Canyon's working everybody in here. The Cougars go back to work.
I think in the first half when Labine Mateus subbed in, he was a little, unsure and trying to get into the swing of things, but starting this half, he looks a lot more sure of himself. His steps, his runs, his balls played, and recovery has been a little bit better.
He seems to have settled in. It helps with Leskin on that same side as him.
And that's always a concern when you sub in players, Your job is to come in and bring the same intensity as the other players on the field. But also it is early in the season, so we are seeing what people can do and getting used to playing with each other at that same level.
So here goes Canyons trying on a counter. Salazar fresh into the game. Canyons tried to play it back off onto the near side, but defended away by Patrick Bagdasarian that time. And there's actually a whistle for a Moorpark player down back behind the play, William Cole. Or Coley, excuse me. Looks like he's battling with a little bit of a heat cramp, maybe. And They'll get an injury sub on for him. So Holwiger will come back in. And it'll be a drop ball. And we'll go right back to work. Here's Labine Matthias.
Great touch wide.
Leskin running onto it. Good challenge that time by Rodriguez and knocks it away.
The corner kick. Second one for the Cougars.
Yep. That comes off that same side that the last one worked off of. It looks like Sogomonian going to come in and take over. The touch by Nizbamwana was good to get Leskin kind of sprung free, and it took everything from Rodriguez, all 6 foot of this frame, to slide and knock the ball out.
It's been fun to watch them play these texture balls through. They're short, but they're right on.
Looks like Sogomonian will take it once again. This last time he had a cutter and a rana that he was able to find. We'll see who he tries to find this time. Goes short with it, down low. And we'll do it again from the same spot as it was knocked out by Ortiz. So maybe a chance for COC to drop something different, organize a little bit differently here. Sun right in Sogomonian's eyes here. So this time he'll drive it towards the near post, and it's knocked away by Crabtree. He almost bent that in himself, and Crabtree had to make a heck of a play to knock it out.
Somehow the ball's still staying in there.
That's amazing. I have no idea. That thing had enough curve on it. Especially with the way the field kind of leans towards us here to drain. The fact that that ball stayed in.
I thought that was gone, but that somehow stayed in there.
The Cougars are going to get an attack out of it here.
I think everyone was confused.
Meltzer along the outside tried to play it into the middle of the field. Now working 1v1 in the corner. Spins it up top. Labine Matthias steps over the ball.
Run in.
And then just had it poked away from him at the last second. Good setup by Canyons that time. Just could not come away with anything dangerous.
Let's kick it out and reset.
So Moorpark trying to go back to work. Nizbamwana trying to pressure up on the field. That ball into the middle. Ortiz pressured by Galindo, pressured Galindo and then drew the foul on Galindo, trying to lean back on Ortiz.
They're reading the...
Or Arana, excuse me.
Cougars are reading Moorpark's passes really well, so they're right on their back when they receive the ball. It's hard to receive a ball like that.
Sloppy move ahead that time by Canyons, so it's going to be Moorpark to take over. Good read that time by Sogomonian to get a takeaway. Ran right up on it. You talk about reading the passes very well. Another prime example right there. Leskin trying to work back to the middle. Will serve it up. Low and drifted away by the Moorpark defense. Labine Matthias again. Leskin trying to serve it through the middle once again. Knocked down. Lazar plays it back to the outside. Now back to the inside. Canyon still trying to work for a loose ball. Here's a chance and a save by Crabtree. And it's going to be a corner kick for Canyons. And it's going to come off, I believe, the far side. It was a heck of a move on the inside that time. I think it was Salazar that might have spun through the defense.
I feel like the Cougars' opportunities are coming from a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, they've had outside setups. They've had middle setups. They've had obviously a corner goal off a corner so far today.
I mean, this is a great opportunity to get that practice in on if you can do it.
Chance to try and re-extend the lead back up to 2 here. Sogomonian to take it again. Will serve this one high towards the back post. Knocked away. Poking it right back towards goal, and Crabtree going to be able to get onto it, as Chavez was just trying to feather it that way. Didn't have enough pace on it to beat Chavez. Good first touch by Canyons that time. Flicked ahead by Meltzer, but nobody there for COC as Marita was trying to run onto it. Swana trying to move it ahead, but misconnect. He was trying to feed Meltzer that time, but didn't have Meltzer running through.
We have 3 Cougars up there pressing that ball.
And you can hear the bench as well if you listen close, hollering pressure on, pressure on. Smelling a chance to maybe put the game back into a 2-goal game here. Sogomoni with another nice step and a takeaway, but Lemmy Matthias, who had control of it, got it poked away from him. Moorpark trying to counter. It's 1-on-4. Cougars with plenty back. Moorpark trying to organize ahead. Now they get a shot away and a diving stop by Swanson. As a soft right-footed chance that time by Cambarian. That just didn't have enough pace on it, I think, to get by Swanson, and even if it did, it was probably rolling wide past the far post. This one high in the air, first touch by Moorpark. Herrera, though, couldn't control it to his own teammate. Leskin instead takes it away. Meltzer now with a chance. Into the middle of Rana, pokes it ahead. Sambosmwana trying to work ahead. Spins it back to Arana. He tried a one-touch shot that was partially blocked, and Moorpark going to go back the other way. Cougars are still creating here, Mari, trying to push ahead.
And one of the toughest things about high pressing is you got to be in shape, because if you have to know the ball can get out of there, and you got to get back.
Leskin kind of ran himself into no man's land that time, was looking for somebody to help him. Moorpark plays a nice ball up the field. Chance here, Cambarian from the outside. Drifts it towards goal, and Swanson nonchalantly with the right foot just knocks it down, and now will pick it up. Decent chance for Moorpark here. Just couldn't get a strong shot away. The Cougars now back to work. Bean Matthias, middle of the field. Cougars will work it onto the outside to Leskin. Good touch ahead. Better recovery coming back, though, from Rodriguez to get a takeaway.
Cougars have been liking that left side this half.
Trying to work out through Leskin's side the entire time. Just have not been able to find pay dirt here in the second half. Another ball from Moorpark on a misconnect that just rolls into Swanson. And he'll wait for pressure to pick it up. Leskin wants to work. Has a run through the middle. Gets it onto the foot of Marquita.
Looking for more Cougars up there.
Here's Leskin looking to set up now. Marquita on the far side. Takes his time. Leskin, one touch back. Marquita just out of his reach. Now play. Cougars trying to connect on that run through the middle. Just didn't get it. Kashal back in to take over for Victoria. And it looks like maybe Jonathan Rivera in to take over for Lazar. Hey, can you tell me who 29 is on their side? Hugo Ochoa is 29? Yeah. Is there other 29? Is their goalkeeper? Okay. I clearly don't know. It's actually Hugo Ochoa in, wearing 29. So we correct ourselves on that one.
And you easily see that high press working right there.
As it creates a turnover.
Absolutely. I mean, they were pressing the keeper on that and had 3 players up there.
It's a much different look from COC, something we didn't see a lot of last year, that high press. Now they create a chance, a left-footed strike on, but it just bounces in. Marquita with the work. Or excuse me, Marita with the work. Trying to pronounce Dimitri's first or last name correctly. We'll get there. It's just game 2 of the season for us. Crabtree's been very busy today. Cougars have had a lot of chances. Here's another chance. A good slide ahead that time by Crabtree. And they say it's a goal kick instead of a corner. I thought
Cougars don't agree with that. I thought it was a goal kick.
Okay.
The way it came off. Kicked into the keeper, back to him and out.
I couldn't tell. So I'm gonna go with you.
We'll go with the ref.
Yeah.
Probably has more experience.
Yeah. Cougars definitely thought it was a corner though.
You know, sometimes if you act with confidence and they don't know,
that's very true.
You know, they might just give it to you.
It's very true. That does happen on occasion.
It does.
Cougars going to sub out. Delgado going to come in for the first time today. Arana going to come off the field. I believe Reyes Silva on as well to take over for Drew Leskin on the far side. So Reyes Silva had that one bounce right off him.
It's disrupting them. It's exactly what they've been doing all day.
So here's Reyes Silva trying to run onto a loose ball. And just got muscled off it by Vivas. Moorpark also has Gonzalez into the game for the first time as he took over for Ortiz. Foul going to be called against Moorpark, COC ball. They'll play it away from just in front of the Moorpark bench. About halfway through this second half. 2-1 Canyons. 2 goals in the first half by Fryer on a PK and Arana off a corner kick. Moorpark with a 45th minute goal from Cambarian to make it a 2-1 game.
Cougars' goals have come off of, you know, set plays and, you know, a PK, but, I mean, they've had many opportunities, and I'm not sure how many shots, but they've had several.
They've easily had
on-frame shots.
Yeah, they've easily had more of the chances here today, more chances on frame, more chances over frame, just have not been able to cash enough to kind of stretch the lead out here. It's going to draw a flag for a foul on the far side as pushed down from behind was Torres. Canyons will go back to work quickly here. Salazar off the near side working. Cougars will work to recontrol here. Turnover on a misconnection on a ball through the middle, but Canyon's able to get it back. Good run back that time by Meltzer to take it away. And he'll flick it ahead. That's going to be a whistle for a foul on Moorpark, and that one might at least draw a discussion, might draw our first card, yeah.
Yep, first yellow card.
It's going to go against Ortiz. So Ortiz picks up the first yellow of the day. Sambu Mana was able to draw the foul that time, just using his legs, using his speed, just trying to run on.
Yes. I've noticed that about him. He has a very quick turnover, and that's hard when you're running behind someone.
Cougars will try and set one up here. Nisbam Muswana off the crossbar.
Ooh.
Rebound chance still loose.
Went for the in-air volley right there.
Yep.
That would have been fun.
Marita was trying to push the rebound home. And a good initial stop by Crabtree to get a hand on it and push it off the post.
Crabtree's down. Looks like he might be
it's his
cramping.
calf or his hamstring, something going on, maybe his knee. He went up very high to get that first initial header from Isam Busmana. Put it on a really good setup by Labine Matthias. And I think, yeah, it is just a cramp.
Quick water break for them.
Yep. Comes at about the 21st minute. Or 21 minutes left, excuse me, in the second half. And it indeed looks like it's maybe upper calf on the back side. And the medical staff out checking on him. Chad, where's the magic spray?
I remember getting a cramp on this field and coming off, and Chad hands me a water little cup full of just tasted like salt water.
About all you can do.
Yeah.
Chad, of course, Chad Peters, our athletic director, former athletic trainer here for College of the Canyons, sitting right to our right. And it looks like Crabtree going to be okay. I want to say this may serve as the water break for the second half. They took one in the first half.
Yeah, I could see the ref doing that for them.
So it looks like we'll go back to work here shortly. 2-1 in favor of Canyons. It's been a tight second half. Neither team able to capitalize on chances. The Cougars have had the better of them so far here in the second half.
I think we're seeing a little more offense, though, from Moorpark. Say a little bit more on counterattacks.
Yeah, they're certainly trying to press ahead a little bit more than we saw in that first. That first touch that time by Canyons, gonna draw a foul. Salazar trying to recover, knock down one of the Moorpark attackers, and now Moorpark will get a chance to set something up right about 35 out off the near side.
Sun in all of the defenders' faces.
Yep.
And our keeper.
Swanson trying to set everybody up. Three-man wall. Moorpark will serve it into the box. Cougars had enough defenders back that time. Salazar made first contact. Canyons trying to go back the other way, and instead we'll just clear it out as Reyes Silva just had a couple of bodies pressuring on him, just decided to knock it out of play and set back up. Substitutions, I believe, coming here for Moorpark. Patrick Magdasarian coming back in. As I believe Lazar has went back to the bench. Moorpark trying to throw it into the box, just threw it out of play, and so it was on the goal kick here for Canyons.
Leisurely walking to get the ball. Guess you're starting to bring game management in here when you're up a goal. Be a little frustrating for the other side.
Well, and that's always something that doesn't get talked about enough, especially in games, is that ability to manage a game and know we're going to take our time here. We're going to control the clock as much as anything else. Something you think more about in American football more than soccer.
Yeah.
But it certainly plays a factor.
And it's a whole team effort. Everyone has to be aware of that and know that that's the plan.
That one catches Kyle right in the lens.
Heavy-duty lens.
Yep.
Kyle's okay.
Kyle's okay.
Hopefully
the lens is
the
not broken. We're
okay.
good. This one floated back into the middle.
Happened to me at softball once.
Softball's a little bit harder than a soccer ball.
It did hit a post first, but took half the momentum off.
So we're going to get a foul on Moorpark just outside the box. So this is going to be a chance for Canyons to really set something up, as it's right in just on the outskirts of the 18-foot line here.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a couple inches off of it.
So nearly our second PK of the day. Now the Cougars will get a chance to really set something up. Delgado walks over. Looks like he's going to be the man to take it. Moorpark going to set up the wall. We'll see if Delgado opts to try and drive one over the top and bend it in. He'll float it up, and he misses just over the top. So that was indeed the look that time. So we'll see if we can catch it here in the replay. Just over the top of the frame as we go back to work. Sogomonian had first touch that time, but went right to a Moorpark defender. Raiders back the other way. Cougars get a takeaway here. Reyes Silva running up the far sideline, trying to go to work around two Moorpark defenders. Back pressure got knocked down, and another foul against Moorpark.
Really seeing a lot of fouls from behind at this point. Only one card given.
So it was Gonzalez that time whistled for it. So Canyons once again will get a chance to set up. And it'll be Sogomonian who's been the setup man from the corner on that side, trying to work here. He set up a few dangerous chances, sets this one right towards the keeper, and Crabtree able to get it and wants to throw it ahead. Moorpark with a chance to try and counter here. As Cruz trying to work ahead. Sambusmana all the way back to defend him. Now Cambarian trying to work along the outside, sends it towards the box. And a good diving stop by Swanson to make sure that the cutter towards the goal couldn't get a handle on it. As on that backside, it was Vives cutting towards the frame, and Swanson with a very adept play, able to knock it down. It's a good dangerous chance for Moorpark here.
It's nice to see Swanson coming out there and making that decision.
We've seen Kiram not afraid to do that in the first half. It's nice to see Swanson kind of following the same lead here.
Growing that confidence.
Canyons a little bit on their heels right now. Moorpark kind of trying to press ahead, knowing time running a little bit short. So we've got just about 14 minutes to go here in the second half. 2-1 in favor of Canyons. All the scoring coming in the first half. Cougars nearly get a takeaway that time, but Moorpark able to recover. Teasel played in the middle. Gonzalez then played it up to the center circle and then knocking down. Looked like Herrera was Delgado, and Delgado gets a talking to from the official. Cougars look like they're going to get some of the starters back into the game. See Fryer, Davila both up. This one served right into the box, goes over the top of everybody, and Swanson knocks it down, takes his time and picks it up. More clock management that time from Swanson, very smart. Waited until the defender came right up on him to pick the ball up. Remember, Swanson just a freshman. Out of Stevenson's Ranch, California, went to West Ranch High School. One of the many local products on the COC roster this year. So this one goes out off of Moorpark. It'll be Canyons ball. So win today for the Cougars, it's not necessarily a must-have, but as close to one as you can get early in the season. As the years 0-2 so far in the years, will get substitutions for the first time. Should they be able to hold on to this, would get their first win of the year. And they've got a tough little road trip coming up next week. On the 6th of September, they'll go all the way up to Sequoias. Won the Central Valley last year. Sequoias 11-8-3 in 2021. Canyons will beat them here at home last season, so a little bit of a rematch, except for this time up north. A little bit of a trek for the Cougars before they come back home against Taft here on Friday the 9th.
Looks like we have Fryer back in that. It's the 6th position right there.
Davila back in as well. A few more subs in the game. Chance here for Canyons.
Oh,
in behind the defense. And then drawn down to the box, but he still got a shot away. Spinning was Marikta.
Feel like people might be upset there thinking he was grabbed from behind a little bit. The ref didn't call it though. And we have a little bit of a corner. It might be possibly a little bit of a makeup call there.
I think maybe a little bit of both guys kind of got a tug in, maybe kind of letting him play, because it looks like Marikta kind of maybe got a hand wrapped around maybe that little swim move. But the Cougars will get a corner and a chance to set one up. High in turn towards the back post, defended away by Moorpark, and it'll be a goal kick this time. Yes. Okay. So here comes Moorpark back on the attack. Holwager trying to work to the middle of the field, drives it low. Labine Matthias cuts it off, and then just takes some long strides to the middle of the field, able to play it ahead. Meltzer trying to work it through the middle.
Still keeping his foot on it.
Still has control. Onto the outside that time. Marikta trying to
Salazar
work.
with the support there.
Marikta was trying to go 1v1, but could not get around Rodriguez, who did a nice job to stay with him. And now Marikta going to get called for a foul. Fans not happy, but
I think the ref is doing a fairly good job of keeping the game.
I agree. He's let him play, and we've seen at times here at Cougar Soccer Facility, we've seen a lot of yellow cards in games here before, and
there's a difference you could tell between the fouls happening and, you know, malicious fouls. You know, I think they're just playing.
It's been a very clean game, well played, a little bit physical at times, but nothing egregious. As here's a chance for Canyons, and coming out and making a nice play was Crabtree, sliding to make sure Davila couldn't get onto it. And a good ball by Canyons that time to try and spring him, just a little bit too much pace on it. So we'll get substitutions here. Labine Matthias coming off. And it looks like Arana coming on to take over for Salazar. I didn't see who came on to take over for Labine Matthias. It's like Trong back on here late in the game. So the Cougars have rotated the starting unit back in.
Couple changes to that. I mean, we see Fryer back in a little bit more of a defensive position.
Big coach Marsland making sure his sure hands are in the back line a little bit more.
I think that would be where that decision came from.
This was knocked out off of COC. It'll be Moorpark ball. Fryer once again right there to put pressure on. You talk about being a sure hand. We've seen it a few times today. He's created some very good chances. Has the goal on the PK. And the Cougars just making sure to keep the ball out of play right now on that Moorpark sideline.
This is where I think we want to see the Cougars, you know, tightening up and making sure they're focused and not making those small mistakes there.
Yeah, and then late in the game has been the problem. That's where they've had those late mistakes, those small ones that have created big opportunities for the other side.
And here I think it's again game management, like keep control. If I were Moorpark, I would be high pressing right now.
As it's taken the field and kind of flipped it, Moorpark putting all the pressure on, the Cougars just calmly trying to control. Sandino now will play it along the far side. Up the sideline, Moorpark will play it back into the middle. Sandino going to come back to it, but he turns it over. Takeaway here for Moorpark. Sandino back to kind of help out. Fryer was there as well. Moorpark wanting a foul, saying that Fryer knocked down the player through the middle of the field. The call not there, so we go back to work. Kind of a dangerous play from Sandino that time. Thought he had a connection with Fryer and just didn't get it. And now we're going to get a yellow card, I believe, against Cambarian that time. And I think just for the conversation afterward.
I don't think the ref wants to hear it anymore.
Well, especially since he was not the man involved in the play. Usually the official will take it a little bit from the guy that got knocked down. Cambarian, the guy that was just on the side, as it was Lingruin that got knocked down. Here's a chance for Canyons on a breakaway. Davila running onto it, gets taken down from behind, no whistle, and we play on. Good
yeah, I agree with that call there. I agree with the no call there. I think he had just a little beat.
And now I think we're going to get some more extracurriculars. Gonzalez.
Did see a little bit of a kick from him while he was on the ground there.
And I think he's going to get a foul here as he continues to walk away. Yep, he's going to get a yellow card. So 2 yellows in the last minute.
Know. I think he got away. I think he got away with that yellow card there.
Maybe something more involved.
Yeah, it was right in front of us there. I don't know on that one.
Back to the previous play before that as well. I believe it was Rodriguez coming back to make the challenge defensively to knock it away from Davila. And you said a good play from Rodriguez. So Canyons will go to work here. About 5 minutes to go.
I think now is where the ref's going to start hunkering down on the players.
Well, yeah, you've seen a couple of physical plays, a little bit of emotion from each side, and now it's your chance to manage the game. You've done a good job to let them work the whole time.
Especially at this time where less than 5 minutes, you know, it's usually where people start to get a little chippy.
Exactly, especially in a tight game. I mean,
frustrations come out.
Yep. And I've seen it plenty of times, former official for hockey, and that's generally when this happens. Especially at this age group, you're talking about 18 to 20-year-olds. They get a little hot, they get a little intense. And this is definitely the time that you try and hunker down as you're in that position with the whistle. Moorpark gets a chance, though, as they go around. This one rolled towards goal, and again, Swanson kind of just nonchalantly knocks it down with his foot.
Not sure if that was a pass-through or meant to be a shot, but an opportunity nonetheless.
Impressed with Matthew Swanson here in the second half. Been very good at managing the clock and managing situations. That time could have tried to go quick and play it away. Instead, just let another 15 seconds run off the clock before picking the ball up. Made sure Moorpark came to challenge him all the way.
And something the Cougars are doing really well defensively is stepping to the ball, or the timing of their steps or their touches. You know, not hesitating to run to the ball, and that makes a huge difference. You hesitate for half a second, you know, that might go past you or over your head.
And it's not as though they've fallen into a full defensive shell here. They've still been attacking, still been trying to put pressure on, just have not been able to find pay dirt. There's another chance that time for Davila. He just couldn't find anything with it. Good touch that time by Sandino on the first touch, and then Fryer knocks down one of the Raiders. And Fryer may get a card here.
Yeah, I don't think he meant to do that one.
Yeah, I see the official reaching, though.
Yeah, he might. Yeah. Absolutely. It doesn't mean it might not warrant a card, but I really don't think he meant for that one. Yeah. Got stuck in that position.
Fryer going to get a yellow, so 4 yellows now in the game. 3 in the last, 4 minutes?
Not really surprising.
No, not at all.
On this field for the Cougars.
Yeah. Again, we're very used to that.
See, a very good step there.
Yep. When you talked about it that time, it was Reyes Silva that time, just reading the play, and it was a ball that was driven hard.
He's been doing that all game. He's reading it well, and it's stopping the plays from going through.
This ball floated ahead. Davila going to try and get onto it in the corner, and instead just lets it roll out. And that, I think, is actually probably a smarter play than even trying to play it there. Does it waste a little bit more time, forces Moorpark to pick up a throw-in deep from their own end. Here's Moorpark trying to push ahead, looking for the equalizer at this point. Along the outside.
Keeps pushing through.
Ball was trying to get there, and the Cougars got enough bodies back on a late run back that time from Sandino, able to take it away. This one flicked right into the middle, and Bernarich just drives it out. So we're letting the officials watch now.
I think that's the kind of play up top with game management that I think you try to get a hold on that and you keep that as long as you can. I don't know if that's something Phil's going to talk to them about. Looks a little peeved walking down the sideline there.
Good challenge that time by Fryer to get a takeaway. He holds on to it as long as he could. Got it onto Arana's foot, who got it taken away. Moorpark going to try and challenge. They've got numbers here. Working it onto the outside. Cambarian trying to work down low and just sent it wide. Was trying to work around Bernarich, and he was able to get back to keep enough pressure on him to force the shot wide.
So Cougars are finishing through this game. I mean, it's continuing the communication, right?
We've had a signal for 2 left here in the game. This is when I saw the official put a finger up here. I think we'll have a substitution for COC, trying to get fresh legs on here late. I think Sandino coming off.
Put in a lot of work down that sideline the last 5 minutes for sure. Stopping that last play.
Looks like Alejandro Torres coming back onto the field. Cougars will swing it to the near side where there's not a single white jersey nearby. Bernarich will just play it ahead.
You know, I think Cougars might be a little used to getting that shove in the back and stop and play for a little bit, hoping for that call.
Instead of just playing on through it.
It's the same thing finishing the game, right? Finish the play.
Dangerous play by Moorpark that time on a ball that's in the air, rising through with the foot as Fryer was trying to play it with his head, and it drew a whistle and a foul. I'm sure Fryer took a hit that time. Canyons will work to try and drive this one back up the field and waste a little bit more time. Smart play ahead towards the far side, excuse me.
This is the take it to the flag kind of.
And that's exactly
play.
where Davila goes. Drags down one of the Raiders that time. Draws a foul. Moorpark trying to go quick. Canyons gets a takeaway.
Why not? Oh.
And then another takedown right outside the 18-yard mark.
He also has a very quick turnover. I don't think that was meant for his legs. I think that was a ball. It just moved so quickly through them.
So it's Meltzer with the takeaway that time. And if you're Canyons here, you can seal it with a goal.
Meltzer cramping up there a little bit.
Well, it's been hot, and these guys have been going hard. Next game will be at 7 o'clock here on Cougar Soccer Facility. As College of the Canyons and Moorpark on the women's side will go to work. The COC women 1-0 on the year, won their opening match.
Drew coming in for the last, Drew Leskin coming in for the last couple minutes, yeah. I think the ref called him on there. Let's not waste any more time. Hey, why not?
Canyons will just play it short down low.
Moorpark read it well.
Yep. At that point, you've got a chance to try and put it away here late in the game with a shot on goal or drive it in the corner.
Right to the flag. Stay there.
That's what I thought maybe they were going to do, was try and just ice out some time. Leskin gets that one to go out of play.
Leskin pushing the boundaries there a little bit. Trying to kick that ball away.
Play continues on. Moorpark was trying to get a sub in.
It's a Cougar ball.
Canyons can just kind of throw it down into the corner maybe. Good ball. We're going to get to the far side of the field where there's less pressure. Davila going to just run it to the far sideline. It runs right out of play. And now we'll get a substitution here for Moorpark.
interesting times to substitute.
Yeah, they're going to get fresh legs on here. It looks like Ricardo Chinchilla going to come on. Jose Ricardo Chinchilla. We're in the final few moments of this one here. Moorpark trying to organize, trying to look for the equalizer here. Salvador Fonseca running to the near side, trying to maybe spring somebody down this far side where COC's not ready, but it does not matter. The final whistle goes. The Cougars hold on to a 2-1 victory, pick up their first win of the season. Goals from Fryer and Arana in the 17th and 43rd minute for COC. Marcel Cambarian gets the only Moorpark goal in the 45th plus. Swanson and Kiram combine for the victory, and COC takes a 2-1 win, their first win of the season. Move to 1-2-0 on the year. Moorpark falls to 0-2 on the season. Or 1-1, excuse me, on the season as they tied Pasadena in their first game. Mari, final thoughts?
I think Cougars played well overall. I think the little letdown in the first half, another little lesson to learn from. And I think Swanson, I really liked seeing his confidence grow just the last half.
Yep.
That was fun.
Had a very good second half, was very good on the clock management, able to control the game for COC, and they pick up their first win of the year, a good win for the Cougars as they move to 1-2-0 on the season. And we'll call it a day for this one. We'll have women's soccer at 7 o'clock here on the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be with you about 6:55. Get you set up for that one. We'll take a break for now. Make sure you switch over if you want to stick around. If not, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. And we will see you next time here on the Cougar Sports Network. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.